Well, guys, this is Jacob. Today I'm showing you a new image generation tool. It's called OmniGen from Vector Space Lab. So what this tool does is to generate image and editing image using prompt. So this looks like to be a next generation of the um, image generation tool. So basically, in this video, I'll show you how to do that in just few lines of script, so you can actually test it by yourself. Okay. So that being said, let's get started. So here's a Kaggle notebook that we create for OmniGen. So you could go to their GitHub repo to check them out. So it's Vector Space Lab OmniGen. So it's basically a unified image generation tool. That's what it's called. And let's go back to Kaggle. So to install it, you just go to create another script to first download the Git repo from stao shell/omnigen.git, and then go to that folder, which is the omnigen folder, do a pip install, and then to run it in Gradle, you have to just install Gradle and spaces. Now after that, we can turn it out through ungrok. So just install ungrok and pyngrok, and then create a function to run bash command within Python notebook. Then get the ungrok token from ungrok console, and also map your public URL, which is generated from ungrok, to the local Gradle port. So, and after that, just run Python app.py in the OmniGen. So that's how simple it is. So it will run the OmniGen uh, just by these few lines of code. So, and let's go to the Gradle that's already run. So you can see it's actually fairly big model. So if you look at the SIF tensors, it's basically 15.5 gig. So Kaggle has 16 gigs, right? So it just fit into Kaggle. Um, so I supposedly this can be run nicely on Kaggle, but on occasions, if you generate an image very large, it may not work on Kaggle. So, but it works on Kaggle as normal, like regular image generation. If you want a more powerful sort of hardware, then feel free to get a GPU box on AWS or somewhere, and then you should be able to generate image faster with higher quality. But on Kaggle, um, you can definitely test it. So that being said, let's go to the Gradle that's been spin up. So let's go to Gradle Notebook. So here's the interface. So they do provide a list of the images you can try out. So uh, as I said earlier, so it supports image generation using prompt. Also, very importantly, it supports the editing. So let's say I want to change the uh, earring of these people and to something different, or remove the earring, or I want to, let's say, change the hair of these people to be something different. So that's what the OmniGen supports, which is awesome. So eventually, it could be some type of Photoshop replacement. Um, so let's take a look at how that works. So the first sample is say remove the woman's earrings. So here's the input image. So what we're trying to do is remove the woman's earrings, replace the mug with a clear glass filled with sparkling iced cola. So first remove the earring, right? That's editing of the image. Then you basically also want to replace the mug, which is replace this mug, the blue mug, to a sparkling iced cola. So you can see this is output. You really don't need to change anything. Just click this image right here, and then you should be able to fill up all this different information and just click here, generate. The size is by default 128, 128. This is not exactly accurate, but somehow it just shows 128 and 28, and then it works perfectly. So you see the output image, and you can also download it. You can see this is actually a really nice image that actually has the change that's described in the prompt. So the second example uh, we tested out is the two images prompt. So what this prompt does is a man and a woman are sitting at a classroom desk. So the man is the man with the yellow hair uh, in the image one. So you see the image one here. The woman is the woman on the left of image two. So that's the image two. So basically, it can actually cross-reference in the different images and pick different elements and create a new image. And then you can see on the right side, here's the man with a yellow hair, and the woman is the one that's on the left of the second image. So it's actually almost right. You can see the man is not exactly right, but it's almost right. And so, but the prompt basically is reflecting what it does, right? So basically, it's mixing of the images elements and then produce a new one. And also, it supports editing. You should see the earlier example. The next example I want to show you is another sample that provided here. Basically, it's a this example, and then let's go to the prompt to see a man and a short-haired woman with a wrinkled face are standing in front of a bookshelf in a library. The man is the man in the middle of the image one, so this is the man in the image one, and the woman is the oldest woman, right? So they actually figure out which one is the oldest, and then put it into the output image. So that's exactly what it is, which is really nice, and then also generate the image background with the bookshelf. Uh, so this is very easy to test out and super quick to set up in Kaggle. But one thing to mention is that because the limitation of the hardware, which is the Kaggle GPU, the height and width cannot exceed I think it's 320. It can maybe a little bit higher, but I don't think it can go reach like 360 or something. Maybe it's almost reached the limit of the output. So that's what Kaggle somehow the limits that. But for the other image, you can see on the first example here, somehow the quality is great, but I think the height and width is not exactly right. If you test out by yourself, I think you have to really just set this to the right, sort of the right number. So then basically can set to 256. It's basically a times of 16. So you can set it to 256 or maybe up to 320 or something. Um, but that's the catch. So if you run Kaggle, that's the catch. Um, so this is how you actually set up the vector space labs OmniGen, which is the next generation of the unified image generation framework you can try out. Um, Hopefully this is helpful. And if you do like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you in the next one.